confuse me, boo. Look where Uncle Nat in Wall Solid. Look him block them where them beat for him, where they save solid. And at the same amount of cement and sansan, then they use for beat me on. But look what in the happen. Me wall down for them, all the block they all don't scatter. It like say some kind magic they behind this. You want know the magic behind this? Now the superior quality, extra strong, extra life and extra yield cement where are the use, and that's not Dangote 3x Portland limestone cement. Dangote cement na the highest grade cement in the country. When na 42.5 R grade cement, when no one day come na this country, and na one of the highest grade pan cement where you go get na the wall. Where you want your concrete, wall and block solid, use Dangote 42.5 R cement, you no go regret them. You go get Dangote 42.5 R cement na all the shop and building material store na the one whole country.
Alright, the program Good Morning Salone they continue, and we still get the Minister of Finance at the studio when Jacob Jusu Safai. There this morning they tell we waiting they happen to the country economy now with the coronavirus this salon. Mr. Minister, earlier you be talk about different areas them where you say government's plan for work on based on the support we don't get so far and serve the small revenue where the government they generate now where the COVID they na the country. But let we look at the issue we get for do with some time back, we've been see the Ministry of Finance been pay some contract to them, but some been they were left out. We be make we see some road project them don't stop first for continue. How realistic them promise and we don't make earlier say when I go for work on then road projects yeah so be taking into consideration already road projects and we be don't they go on be don't pause first because some of them be left out of payment.
Yeah, thank you very much. But maybe you see the problem with the open boku roads will not be done then. So what you can do, we try to organize it a little bit. We can't not get money for your man. We decide to take few sets of people and do take their own road and done their own road. As they done there, we roll out other set of roads again. Even when we will roll out roads, let me say we're going to get 10, 15 kilometers. We plan your implementation in phases so that if now 5 kilometers they do, we'll get money with them. We don't want to see a situation where they open road, or say they not get money for finance. So you got to be well organized. Payment of contractors for roads is a continuous process based on certificates and supervision for the Ministry of Works. So they will never be paid at the same time. They will pay at different times. The bulk of the roads they will inherit will only be taking few of them for statute. Will they add up to that again within this? During this year, we add up to that as well.
So during this year, now we go see the Peninsula Road, the Kabbalah and Falaba Road, and Makeni, Madina, and other road. Them we go soon incorporate the continuation. We don't on pause so.
Yes, we got two types of road work. What they do, we got what they call sport improvements, where you just make let people able work up and at least. I mean, when I say work up, motor car able work up, and they go get dusty in that case. That one then they would do that one they about 34 across the country. Including Medina, going there, all over the place with the drum. All these streets get something. Then most of the road in the back, the feasibility study for paving them, they take place now. Then we get free township roads who would venture. It's extremely difficult for take highways for finance highway projects from the budget. If you find out, I mean, that was the mistake the last government did. Look at the road, how do you call this road now? Pamlap, Kamakwe Road. Now, to Makaribanti, you go Mendebo go all them play then take go Salalimba and Kamakwe, Kamalo, he passed it. They started the financing from the budget. They don't see the money not there. Up to now, it's not completed. They are just halfway through or less. You don't see that money not good there. You don't challenge highway from the budget. Now we don't inherit that situation. Now a bigger day, people they call me every now and then. See, what did they happen for this? What did they happen for this road? Now we are struggling now to see how we can get additional support from somewhere. But it's extremely difficult to support highway project, to pave highway project about 30, 40 kilometers from your limited budget. The best you can do the township roads in phases. So that's what we are intensifying. Then at the same time, we try to mobilize external resources for roads of those types. I mean, we got quite a lot. I mean, if you take Manuel Johnson to Bumper, Kenema, Zimi, you get Makaribanti to Kamakwe and you get Madina Tuton Kolimba, Kambia Tuton Kolimba, and they book all over the place. You got the Falaba side, you got the Dian side, the Ifin side, Then but so much. But when they try for plan and do feasibility, we don't plan mobilize get the donors conference on roads. But we also will be there. But the good thing is that we are doing a lot of roads. We make the places accessible, open the roads, Motoka will go through. Then at the same time, we increase the acres of the township roads, including the Waterloo roads themselves.
They carry go back to the budget because if you make statements now, you get the democracy say there's a possibility for a supplementary budget as when they go on. That is still a possibility.
Yeah, yes, we have to. I mean, it's just credible that with this type of situation, we do a supplementary budget. When I say supplementary, it's like maybe it's not like supplementary. Supplementary should assume that you get more resources. It's more like recasting your budget for Parliament. Because they do a lot of reallocations in the budget in the coming 6 months. So it's just important that we present to Parliament again which now new plan going forward the next 6 months.
All right, but we see say ministries them, MDs them, still they complain about the allocations them. Wait till they go on now with all them supports there the government don't get from the international partners.
Well, I don't know when you say ministry, maybe an individual tell you so generally see them. But I'm very proud for to say in addition to their regular salaries, the allocations for fare other things will pay. I mean, I get the list. We pay. We may not be 100% there for every agencies. Any ministry, if you say get a problem, they just meet me after a year.
So
with sort amount. But we very much on record. And warrant they come up for the next 6 months. By next week.
So currently, no backlog, no day payment of salaries.
Not to my knowledge. But computer me, they may make mistake by your own. But me say it don't happen to me 1 month. You can't believe there was a mistake in posting my salary, but it was rectified. So it can happen. I mean that error.
So, but why you think say MDAs and maybe ministries then they complain about the allocation them we not go it?
No. Whether to complain, they need more. They never use this medium here for talking no more. No, it's not strange. Not to forsake not see they always tell me, but we saw them out as we go along. The good thing is that before we came, they will take 9 months they not get 1 cent at the ministries. Now we give them monies every now and then. Even last week, there's no week we don't make monies available to MDAs. I mean, even last week, and I all ensure every week I say which NDS I will send the money to. So we may not be right there for everybody as it were, but I think we are trying.
Mr. Minister, we're in the 3rd quarter now, June to December, and we still get this COVID, so we know no headway as of when this COVID get for done. So waiting at the revenue projection now for this 3rd quarter.
With the 3rd quarter and 4th quarter, the revenue projections with the sales is in the neighborhood of 2.something trillion, maybe for this half of the year coming. For the month of June or the month of June, is about 388, but it could be less. But Dr. Jibal Kaya, he told you one thing, that the average collection rate per day was about 25 billion. That has dropped to about 21 billion. Need even project say it may drop a little less than that, which means if you get 25 billion per month, 22 working days, you're talking about over 450 billion now you would get. But so the monthly revenue collections may not be exceeding 300 to 350 by my own estimation, at least for the next few months.
We've been talking earlier about some of the grants where the country don't get, where the latest one come out from the IMF. But one thing where you not be mentioned, gets for do with waiting at the interest rates on some of them debts here where Salone take so during this COVID period. Waiting at the interest rate.
Like the early constitutional, the rapid credit facility, that's 0 interest rate, you're not getting interest. A 10-year maturity, 5-year grace period.
What about the other one there?
The basically the same. They are less than 1% like the Islamic Development Bank. The other one, most of them are grant. The World Bank money comes the grant. The EU money is grant. The debt relief not get interest. So most of the others are grant. The energy sector 25 million is the grant. And I can tell you, we'll more get something clear. You see, the IMF not to that like an NGO. We just grab you for some more shape your country. No, then you got to forget record. You got to forget that leadership in that country where they don't say sober. You got to get a credible program with them. You got to make sure so you're on the positive trajectory with your program. In the sense, your records, your economic management. Look, the thing they were there right now. They say, I mean, in the board, one of the things they were there talk that beyond this crisis, wait, they just with something. That the authorities are taking decisive actions to mitigate the health and socio-economic impact of the pandemic. They say, beyond the crisis, the authorities remain committed to their national development plan and their reform program supported under the extended credit facility. They are taking steps to maintain macroeconomic stability during the crisis and are continuing to strengthen governance, including by seeking technical assistance to implement accountability structure for emergency spending. You see, so what they are saying is basically is that this is a compensation for good work. I mean, let's take it that way. They are paying us back for good work. They don't finance it is like a country waiting on the path of recovery, more not allow let's slide back. And the mandate of the IMF is to maintain global stability, financial stability.
But in all of this, how you go explain the fact say inside the past 2 years, like you said in states earlier, we don't get over 1.6 billion debts. We like una not believing say the country for the trust. But we see they happen now. Inside 2 years, you say 1.6 billion.
You don't need that. We limited 1.6 billion. So we pay some.
But I've been asked, say, inside the past 2 years, now you say the current debt.
I'm not telling you that, no.
So inside the current debt, inside the past 2 years, where we don't take.
Maybe if I tell you that I'm inside the past 2 years, I will get 1.6 trillion. Then there will cease me economics degree.
So now waiting. Now waiting at the debt.
At the time we come into power, we inherited the debt of 1.6 billion.
So what about this 2 years?
No. If you check most of the monies we are getting, na grants. You understand it? The few loans days, there are few hundred, not up to 1 billion debt has been contracted since then. I don't have the right figures, but I'm very sure we have not exceeded 1.7. I'm very sure.
All right, Mr. Minister.
But I remember, as I said, debt figures are dynamic because every month you pay some principal amount, so you pay some what. So every month the figures will change, no matter how much percentage. But I can tell you, say, since we can in the past 2 years, through the credible programs we get and the support of President Bill, we've mobilized over $700 million for different projects. Remember, all the tier with the top, these are things we want to fund from the budget. We have not spoken about the free quality education, which has just been negotiated for $50 million. We've not spoken about the SCADA program for take care of the bridges or other things there. We've not spoken about the transport sector project. We've not spoken about the agricultural project with it. We've not spoken about several other projects. These is what we call non-project financing or budgetary support. The team will the top on that. The project resources, that one, if I tell you, everybody will just dance. So because there are so much, and these are get direct impact on the lives of the poor because they will create jobs, they will change conditions for people, they will promote trade and promote livelihoods.
We get institution them like Salpost, we get institution them like the SLRTC, we get institution like the SLA. We really need support for revamp them. Any plans for bailouts for help them?
Reasonably, yes. There's a plan. We're looking at the arrangements to plan. Now we have to bail them out. We're not get an option.
And how soon? Because then the liability.
Yes, as soon as possible. We just do the necessary arrangements this week to next week. We'll bail them out.
This week to next week. Are they follow up?
Well, we have to call them to a meeting. I need to engage the general managers or the director generals in the meeting and see what type of mode of support they require. But we have a responsibility to bail them out.
All right, people that we know you, depend on who that you talk to, believe say you know this brilliant economist. Other one day they say all the economy we don't do, able for translate or handle the Ministry of Finance we go down to the people them. Under your leadership, you think say you really don't do well with Salone economy inside the last 2 years?
I'm sure of that. I believe say I can do better. I'm very sure of that. But let me just say two things here. First of all, it's not easy for get a successful finance minister will not get political support. I mean, it's the political will, and that comes from the presidency. Because about this, I did a party manifesto. Not me as a team, but I was very prominent in the team that put the party manifesto together. They are open for being resource allocation capacity. So I know exactly what as a political party, as a government, with direction there. Then, other new emerging issues will come from government. The president may be interested in certain other things. We go necessary. Like again, the corona weekend. The corona weekend, it increases with security spending naturally because we have to do border patrols. You have to enhance capacity of the military. You have to enhance capacity of the police. Naturally, checkpoints then you got to do all that things. So they only increase spending on corona itself, but even security spending they increase. So quite a lot of it. So the greatest challenge you face in the Ministry of Finance is really distributing the inadequate resources among so many other people. The other one, then, that part of the game.
The enjoy it is then we don't count at the program. This first one say, Minister, please help us get local council core staff salaries and put bread in butter. Now we table.
This other message say, how can JJ know the amount of debt?
Am I ran off it all?
This other message say, if there's COVID.
Another message where we go look at inside the program say, they say, thank you very much, Mr. Minister. It's been a while. Today you really sound calm. Thanks for the good job. I know it's not easy. Just like a ripe mango, everybody wants to have a taste of it. Another message, more message, we don't come at the program this morning. This one say they have perfected their plans again to convince the people of Sierra Leone. Mr. Minister, hope with all these budgetary support from various donors, you will now pay all outstanding school subsidies and the balance 50% pension benefits of former government officials. More message we don't come. This one say thank you, JJ. It's been a while. How you dey do, brah? Okay, another message we don't come at the program this morning. It say, Mr. Minister, I dey bet you say plenty MDAs they no get a subvention they eat for the third quarter. More message. We'll go look at inside the program. He say, how about the doctors? Have you negotiated now? Have you paid their monies? This one says, please give updates on the doctors and the strike they did few days ago. All right, well, we go come over to Mr. Minister. Message about time.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's get the good news. Former ministers, yes, all former ministers, you will pay your 50% very soon.
Very soon.
In less than 2 weeks, you'll be paid.
All right.
There, I just get to the office and see that. You be rest assured of that. The obligations you get for paid and the skill subsidies will be paid. The problem with the school subsidies, like how the Minister of Education talked the last time, is because they were engaged in verification. By the time they're done, high school unlock. The chairman of the district council, the deputy chairman, and the cost that we're going to take care of them. Then that, say, we don't know that. I don't tell you, say, debt figures are dynamic. They don't know the exact amount until you press the last button for see what happened.
So the last one you press, I've been waiting.
No, 1.625, around that. 1.625 billion. But the fact is, it's that neighborhood, so I'm very sure of that. But the truth is that part of economic management, you go for contract debt, but you should be able to pay back your debt. What you don't want to do, you don't want your debt figures to be higher than your capacity to pay back. Because we inherited huge debt, that's why we still spend 25 to 30% of our domestic revenue on debt servicing, which is really not a good economics. We hope we can get out of that. But that's the reality. We are in the debt, we have to continue paying the debt, then we hope so we'll close that gap as we go along. Then FCC, I know say the all councils don't get allocation. This the first quarter allocation now we need for clear, and that will be clear up very soon.
No, it's about the free soon.
They all don't get it. They don't get from last year. Now this year I did not get it. Maybe there are some paperwork that has to be done, but that has not been submitted to me. But the rest assured everybody will get allocations, and in the next 2-3 weeks everybody will get all your allocations with you.
How about the police? The health workers strike and where them be they see them?
No, we're not getting no commitment to health worker. We don't honor it. As far as we concern the Ministry of Finance, everything's been taken care of. I mean, we disbursed to the EOC. They decided to take care of that together with the Ministry of Health. We not got no
money during this.
And every year you get for expand the wage bill. That is program serious, man. We don't mix power.
As a country and generate your money.
Well, maybe definitely we can. That's really where every country wants to be. But we are in a situation now, 75% of our budget is financed from using domestic resources, as opposed to 55% 4 years ago. 75% now of our budget is financed using our domestic resources. 10% is used by, how they call them, 15%, 10% by partners and 15% by other bank financing arrangements. So, our dependence measured by the share of a budget financed by domestic resources is definitely improved. So which means, but we are not there yet. If you are not there yet, you get able to understand. You maybe we are sabi if you not get light, just because COVID don't come. You never understand that. I know to hear you go there.
Because people and they pay light bill, so if you don't pay, you just get forget light.
No, what I'm saying.
No matter what you do at higher authority,
you can still pay back in all day.
Forget.
You able understand. You grab, you go some side basic service now day. Speaking on able go school. Then some more wait for that month for we don't undergrad. We don't know it. You go come. Inshallah, we go help for them. That is the most sustained way of keeping the economy. But in the process of doing that, you need external support. And you only get that external support through strong leadership, through strong economic management, through credible engagement.
And the country will continue to forget relationship with the international partners like the IMF.
We have to, if not necessarily for budgetary support, but for even technical assistance. We have to. I mean, don't nobody discount their relationship than they. The person live in our own world, but in this current world, the world is globalized. We need them.
All right, importers, they always, when I can get issues, fight with interest rates here and there with for clearing goods then na the key and all. So how they work now for improve on the low interest rates for importers there?
Well, through the stimulus package with the Bank of Salone launch, basically the importers are the greatest beneficiaries. And as I say, the objective of that pillar of the Quick Action Economic Recovery Program now for maintain adequate stock levels, stabilize prices. You are imports, you can go there. You apply through your banks, through the normal arrangement, then grant you the access, the credit, or then pay your support. They get an arrangement. So that's one thing. And the interest is highly concessional. So that's one opportunity for importers.
All right, so they wrap up the program just now. So as the Minister of Finance, the current bread and butter situation at the country, you satisfy based on the promises them where you in particular they make during the campaign period to now?
I'm not going to be satisfied until the last Sierra Leonean go to bed, not go to bed hungry. I mean, it's going to be difficult. It's not an easy situation, even after my time. Even 3-4 finance ministers coming after me, don't meet up the bread and butter issue. It's going to be with us for some time to come. Poverty has been with us for some time. Poverty is still here. Poverty will continue.
So you agree
but we determine as a government, as I be say, to reduce the poverty.
So you don't agree now say the realities and different from waiting person they see with the
Of course, I'm always conscious of that. And I'm Mr. I never said they can't eliminate poverty. I said they reduce poverty.
All right. So misinterpretation I just note and down bread and butter will be the talk campaign team. What do you mean when you say bread and butter? Because from what you don't tell me this morning that when you increase teacher salary, give more work to people than they bread and butter you don't put for them. But from the ordinary man, your definition of bread and butter are different. So in that you campaign, what do you mean by bread and butter? We make it like you give more work to people. The citizens not think say bread and butter they not table.
Now livelihood, we man not get something for it, you not get bread and butter. No matter amount of economics you need to understand. No, they are really it's pathetic. It's understandable. But when the day it happen for that man today, people get small tea where they eat. That day na the happiest man, the bread and butter don't they. But what we are really as a government you care about, you want people to get predictable source of livelihood. You want people to determine, your next meal should not be by chance. You don't even know when next they get meal. You should know when they are getting lunch. And you should know when you should getting dinner for a decent life. That is really what a government should craving for. And that is really where President Bio and the rest of this government want the government and the people to go. So we are not there yet, but we're working towards it. We just talk to people that just continue to have confidence in this government, continue to exercise some patience, but we'll be there. We'll be there. I mean, the one last thing I can tell you, no matter what happens in this country, we will kindle no more, but COVID no kill you.
All right, thank you very much, Jacob Jusu Safa, Minister of Finance, for where you come this morning and can share with people which you don't do for improve the economy in the country.
Now this edition of the program Good Morning Salone left for plenty thank you to the production team, Michael Sambola and Alex Lawrence Kroma produce the program. DJ Ahmad give you technical support and Franklin Pemagwe make on see we live now Facebook. So till we meet again, Mabel Kabade say get yourself a wonderful day. Goodbye.
Mina Asma James say goodbye.